how's everyone doing? I thought I'd shoot in 2021 when I was in college. All I used to think about all day was trying to build up my FIFA Ultimate Team. And it was constantly on my mind trying to create a good self-image in the virtual world, and it's something that I always thought was very valuable, and I was very impressed by, until I got into self-improvement and understood about the realization that it was horrible at the time. How many of you guys fall into this? Maybe it's COD or any game in which you are trying to build up your level and your prestige on the game. This is very common nowadays, where people get trapped in the virtual world, thinking, not thinking, more the fact that they want to build their fame in the game, not realizing that it can actually relate very much in the real world, where you can level up yourself. This can be gym, this can be your health, this can be your social life, this can be your relationships, and it's so important to get this in your head. You can build up your real life in loads of aspects, and this is what I want to get across today, in which I'm talking about What's that? Come here. Sit. Hey. Being out in nature is so enjoyable when you have a dog or when you have someone with you, compared to when you're on your own. But when you're on your own, you can make it so enjoyable by using it to your advantage and using things in which you can have some fun with, or related to this video, spending 40 minutes or 30 minutes in nature after you have had a long day is very, very beneficial, or maybe in the morning before you are about to have a long day. I think it can be very rewarding in terms of your mental health and your mostly your mental health. It can be very important to calm you down after a long day. So we'll talk about some things that you can implement into your daily calendar or daily habits, which you can do when you feel like you want to fall back into the virtual world, like we've talked about video games. But as well as that, you can fall into the trap of thinking that you have that you're at a high social level on apps like Snapchat or Instagram or TikTok, having loads of girls that you're talking to, but then how many of you have actually, what percentage of the girls that you're talking to on apps like Snapchat have you actually met and have you actually got a connection with? Be honest, because I was probably worse than all you guys. I probably didn't even personally know about 40 to 60% of the people that I had on my Snapchat account, which is crazy. What we live in currently, it's such a deceiving bad on our mental and very bad on our what's the word I'm looking for? Oh, it's gone. Our self-image. That's what I'm looking for. So yeah, this is going to be a good video. I hope you guys take what I preach and use it in your own day. Yeah, I'm back inside now. I just thought I'd do the intro outside, as I was outside for about an hour and a half. So yeah, hopefully it's an intro that you can relate to and understand. And let's talk more about how to influence boredom and how to control those thoughts that want you to relax and indulge in some pleasure, which is easy to do, which is the easy thing, which is the easy route to take. The ultimate life you want to live is the max level on the game that you currently or used to play. That's the way I looked at it when I was starting out in the gym, when I was struggling with understanding the whole narrative of what to do, what the whole point of going to the gym is, and what the whole point of self-improvement is. And that's the best way to look at it. You want to max your level out in that area. The first thing I want to talk about is an action step, which is to, right now, stop whatever it is you're doing, go onto your phone or your laptop and expose yourself to the amount of apps in which notifications are enabled and are available to you currently. And what I want you to do is, first of all, disable those notifications. I want to also add that if your family are heavily on one of these apps, I'd say to leave that out, or talk to your family on an app which you separate from. Maybe it's WhatsApp or Messenger. That's the thing that I do, stopping me from indulging in apps in which are heavily involved in dopamine. So what I want you to do is to disable notifications from pretty much all of your apps, and then activate do not disturb, and activate the feature in which when you touch your phone it doesn't turn on, and when you look at your phone it doesn't turn on. This is a massive thing that you need to implement right now, because it's very important and very necessary in what we are talking about. Go ahead and do that right now. So what snacks can you trust to eat at 5 p.m. when you have come home from a long day? I love what Matthew Dix said. I don't know if you've heard of this guy who is a storyteller. He always says, live life like you're 100 years old. What will your 100-year-old self want to eat to keep going? What would he want you to be doing? What would he be proud of you for doing? What day can you be proud of? What foods can you be proud of eating? What foods can you accept to eat? What foods are you aware of that are good for you? And then just stick to it. Don't ever get distracted or don't ever get influenced by anyone else, because you know deep down that day that all the things you are doing currently are the best things you can be doing for your journey, because you are trying to get to the highest level. When you were in the virtual world, you didn't get distracted by anything else because you wanted to reach the top. You have to keep, it's such a different progress between virtual and real life. Maybe in the virtual it takes a few days to get to the maximum level. How long do you think it's going to take in the real world? Maybe it's 5 hours virtual, maybe it's 5 years in the real world. But you have to accept that. But then you have to also realize that the max level in the real world is so much more rewarding compared to the virtual world. You will have so much better feelings and so much better emotions and so much better happiness and gratitude when you reach success in the real world. You should have seen the calendar there, so I want to explain. You should fill in each hour of the day according to what you think you can stick to every day on your journey, what you think the best time to do each activity or task throughout the day, and then set that accordingly each day. Duplicate it across each day, and then maybe you have an hour or two where you want to go on a hike, or you want to go to you want to swap something out and do something different. That's fine, but always come back to the days you have set for yourself and work accordingly to that, because you know deep down that is the most productive day for you, and you'll make the most progress out of that day. Are you going to scroll on TikTok or Instagram and experience the girls in the gym outfits squatting? Maybe it's the short videos of girls dancing. It's basically porn nowadays. I mean, it's very hard to be on your phone and not find pleasure in it. I think it's so important to do this. I think it's that you can gain such higher progress with this. So delete those apps that you have, TikTok, Snapchat. Watch Huberman Lab. Yeah, videos like goal setting, gratitude, best gratitude practice. Well, you can go and look for yourself. There's so many videos that he has talking about the scientific aspects, the neurologic and the pathways of each specific thing and how it truly works in relation to your body and your mind. So yeah, check out Huberman. You can check out Hamza, and then just keep the people you watch low. Have a max of 5 people. Don't overconsume, because you can get deceived by different things. People say different things at different times and you get confused. Stick to a low, and you'll also gain a lot of dopamine, and you won't know what to do. You won't know what to watch at certain times. So just stick to a few channels and then go forward from that. I am absolutely shattered, as you can tell. I've trained every day for the past 2 weeks. I feel so good for it. I mean, but yeah, that what I talked about with the calendar, implement that, because it can be so important and it can be so beneficial for you. So let's summarize what we have talked about today. What is the calendar that you are going to create for yourself tomorrow? What is the perfect day that you can achieve, the time of waking, the time you wake up, the time you sleep, and every hour in between. What can you fill in with each hour? Just remember that when you relapse or when you take time to indulge, it will affect your future kids and future wife. Maybe you're on Instagram and you think, oh, this is time for me to pleasure. Well, is it going to be a good idea for you in the future? Looking back, how will you feel about that moment? Are you going to watch some Netflix today or some TV? Or are you going to scroll on your phone? Or are you going to have some alcohol? Maybe it's the weekend and you want to have some fun. Maybe you want to indulge in some pleasure. I hate it. I hate the word weekend. There's no weekend. It's the week is a week. There's no end to the week. You just keep going. I hate it. It's like most things that's being created. The same thing as breakfast. People always think, oh, you have to eat breakfast. Not all the time. You can fast. So much more productive you're working. Maybe if you're training, cool, have some protein early. But with the weekend, there's no weekend. Weekend is when you should be working the hardest because it starts you off in the new week, the new week even better. So yeah, you're gonna what you're gonna consume later. Let me know. Let me know what you want to watch. What's the constraint? What's holding you back? Understand throughout the day whether you are hungry or you're thirsty, and evaluate whether you have how much fluid you have had compared to how much food you have had, and then work out accordingly whether it's food or water. Sometimes it's quite challenging. Maybe you can check the colour of your wee. Is it yellow or is it clear? Can be a good sign. Maybe not straight away because it takes time to flush through, so use that and be aware of how your body is reacting to things. With food as well, how do you feel after eating certain foods? How does your body process them? How do you feel after it? Maybe you want some energy before you train and you think energy drink is the best way to do that. Have a banana, have some honey, maybe have a bit of coffee. Be careful when you have the coffee, but you can get the energy out of your banana and your electrolytes. Have your electrolyte, have enough fluid before you train. Get some sunlight. As well as mango. Mango can be better than banana. You can get more energy. So if you have mango available, maybe have that. Chop one up and have that before you train. These are all things in which you can swap out or you can substitute, which are easy to do and so much more effective for your max level body. And then energy drinks as well, high sugar drinks. Do you think they are good for you? Have you read the ingredients in the things that you eat or drink? Have you counted the amount of chemicals and the amount of sweeteners? Maybe it says it's sugar free, but what sweeteners are in it? Aspartame, sucralose, are they in it? The way to fix that is nuts, fruits, tea, protein shakes. I mean, these are all things that you can eat and snack on. Right, let's actually talk about boredom. We've addressed the elephant in the room. We've addressed the constraint. So now let's get into how you can fill the time between work, school, college, gym, and what to do in these times where you feel like you can be productive, but then at the same time you feel like you just want to relax. And maybe I'll talk about food as well, like when you want to snack, what is best to do at that point, what is best to consume compared to when you were up at 2 a.m. playing video games. What's the best way to approach it? I bet the evenings are where you struggle the most, because you are on your own and you feel like you have had a long day and maybe you're tired. Like I talked about earlier, if you've been at college all day, what can you do straight away to stop you indulging in some pleasure or some dopamine straight after the long day? Like I was saying about going for a walk as soon as you get back. This can be, I think that's probably one of the best things you can do. Let's set this right now. Going for a walk after you've worked or you've been to college or you've been to school. I think this is step one. Walk in nature for half an hour to an hour, maybe even longer. Just clear your thoughts, reset your brain, and then you can try and plan the evening if the day hasn't gone accordingly. Let's talk about what to do after that. Let's talk about food as well. What is it you snack on? Is it chocolate? Is it sweets? Is it crisps? Is it processed crap? And think about, are you happy with that? Do you enjoy that? Do you think it's a good thing to do whilst you're training? Like say if it's like 6 p.m. you've trained in the morning and you feel like you need to eat and you have nothing, what are you gonna do? You're gonna eat crap that's available. Thought I'd show you what the feast is today after the deep work session. Pre-workout meal, protein. It's annoying because I saw a Huberman video with Tim Ferriss talking about how an optimal diet, I think it's like a keto diet, and he says having protein 30 minutes after waking is optimal for muscle building. So it's annoying though because I like to fast, so I'm eating this at 12 p.m. and I woke up at about 7, so this is like I've been, oh my god, 5 hours, that's crazy. Yeah, but thought I'd show you what I'm eating. Thought I'd give you some tips. I've got some mince, some mixed beans, 4 eggs, a bit of cheese, and then some tzatziki, because I saw that they have it at Lidl, which is olive oil, yogurt, and cucumber, and then some healthy ketchup. So yeah, I thought I'd show you guys, hopefully, or maybe you can take it and use it into your own day. Mince is very good because, well, local mince is good because it's cheap and then it's effective. So I thought I'd put this into one of the videos. The detox from the virtual world is a very hard process because you have to take away the perfect life you lived in the virtual world, whether that is obviously video games or even social media. Probably getting messaged every 3 seconds from a girl or some other dopamine hits, and it's such a hard process to try and get out of, because you really enjoyed it, but then you at the same time your mental health was absolutely dreadful, and you are absolutely at your lowest. And this is why you are on this process, because you understand that it isn't good, and it isn't a thing that you should be chasing or doing as much as you used to do. The hard work starts today, and it's going to be extremely hard because you are at level 1, because you have been putting so much time into the virtual world, and most of the people around you might be at, say, level 3 or level 4 in the real world, compared to you being stuck in the virtual world. You are at rock bottom, level 1. It's going to be very hard, and there's going to be a lot of setbacks which you might not have got in the virtual world. The pain and setbacks, the feelings you feel, have no relation from the virtual world into yourself. Pain and emotions are something that you have to accept and understand that it is all part of the process. Visualize the perfect life you lived in the virtual world at your highest level, or most enjoyable, which was the most degenerate, which is the time in which you spent the most time on doing these things that made you become more successful in the virtual life. And then visualize the life you would love to live in the real world. Maybe that's dream girl, dream body, dream status, dream social life, dream health, all traits that can intertwine between the virtual world and then the real world, whether that is on your phone, having high status on social media, which I talked about. You might have really high status in the virtual world, but then when you come back into the real world, it's not there. And that's something that is very important, and that's something that people misinterpret. They get stuck in the virtual world, and it's transitioning from the virtual to the real, and understanding that you are at level 1, that you're at level 1 of the game. That's the thing you have to understand. But the thing you have to do is to see the end goal in the real world, whereas you seen it in the virtual world. So visualize those two things, the virtual world and the real world, and the lives you had in the virtual world compared to the lives you would love in the real world. Which would you prefer, honestly? And then welcome to the real world. Welcome back to the room. Hopefully most of us are starting to get out of the loop of virtual dominance and the extreme dopamine loop. And this can correlate to drugs as well. Maybe drugs, alcohol, and vaping. You might have extreme enjoyment and very high social fame or social enjoyment from it. Maybe it's with the more with the drugs and the alcohol. Maybe you used to do it with some what you thought were cool people, and that when you were in a state of the state of not being present, you were able to talk to a lot of people at the time. Maybe if you were highly drunk, you could talk to countless amount of people, and you had countless amount of opportunities where you were very successful in that moment. But then the day after, how did you feel? How did you feel the day after when you saw that there was no one around you compared to where you were the night before? Don't feel shame or embarrassed about it, because it's very addictive and very rewarding when you partake in these games or things that you are trying to build on in the virtual world. Most of us watching this are going to be going through this or have gone through this, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's just how we change that, and how we can get it in our mind that we can level up in the real world. I hope this is embedded into your brain, all these things, so that you can implement as soon as possible, and you can start leveling up as soon as possible. And you have to truly switch from the virtual to the real, because it takes so much dedication and discipline to do that. I know how hard it is. I know how tricky, but then I also know how rewarding it is in the real world compared to the virtual world. It's so much better, and it's not easy, but good luck. I'm here with you, and you can do it easily. You just got to push. You just got to, you can't be, it's so hard because your brain is manipulated, or is stuck in the loop of indulgence. Detox. Start today. Good luck.